Hello, I'm Jonas Ryan. I'm here with Politically Active at OTC, and this is Callie Carroll, and she's running for a city council seat.
Yes.
So, how's your campaign going so far? Just overall.
I mean, it's honestly, I think the thing is, this is my first time running for a political office. I have learned so much about myself, so much about Springfield, and I think that's been the coolest part, is just seeing, I've lived in Springfield, I grew up here, but seeing things that I've never seen before and understanding the world in a different way has been really neat, and it's been through asking questions and learning.
Awesome. So, is there anything that made you want to run for office, or is it just...
Because I care. I say that all the time. I'm like, life would be easier if I didn't care, but I genuinely, public safety and talent retention are two things that I care about. I really care about, and I care about, keeping talent in Springfield and bringing the best talent here to Springfield. And I just felt like with my communication background and my relationship building skills, like I can help with some of the problems we're experiencing in Springfield right now. So that's why I'm doing this.
That's a good lead to my next question. So you're a Springfield native, you grew up here. Do you feel like you have a good connection with the city overall? I know your seat is the general seat.
Absolutely. I have the whole city is my territory. So I think one of the things that really connects me with the city, obviously growing up here, but I serve on a very widespread group of boards. So I serve on, and have served in the past, on Champions Committed to Kids, the YMCA board, Council of Churches, the Police Foundation board. Those are just some of the few that I've served on, and that is such a wide variety of types of people, of different areas of Springfield. So I think that helps me see, and it's connected me to people where I know to go ask questions, about, I'm not an expert on everything, so I have so many questions to ask people, but I have made those connections through living here where I know who to ask, if I need to learn more about homelessness, or if I need to learn more about public safety or whatever, I have those connections.
Do you think the city of Springfield has a good connection with its own residents? And if not, do you have anything that you want to bring forward to the city council?
I hope to help with communication. I think a lot of distrust is brought through lack of communication, and I think that by increasing communication, whether that's with the city to its residents, or its developers to residents, or whatever that might be, I think increasing the communication will help that relationship. Right now, I think there's a level of distrust, and I think if you open up those communication barriers that we have right now, I think that'll help bring people to the table and have a better sense of community.
Yeah. So there's a couple issues in Springfield that everyone knows about. One of them is crime. So do you have any plan or any intentions of changing things that if you get to your seat?
Absolutely. We all will say, crime is, we cannot have people living here feeling unsafe. Like, that's just not a way of life. That's not the Springfield I grew up in, and I don't want that for future generations. So I think, our police force, and I spent 12 plus hours in the police car, out there seeing this, because I was like, I need to see it to understand it. And we have to have a fully staffed police force. We cannot do this with half of the staff. They just can't. They're being pulled too thin, going here, there, and that's why we're having some of these issues. So in order to have a fully staffed police force, we have to think outside the box, and we have to think about not just getting officers, but having the best officers and being able to fully train them so that we keep them and retain them. We obviously are up against some of these other cities that pay more, but it's like if we're paying them a decent salary and then we're also pouring into them and making them feel valued, they're going to want to stay here. So we have to work with talent retention to help. It's not just businesses and industries talk about, well, we're short this, we're short that, we're short nurses, we're short. Our police are dealing with that same thing. So are our firefighters, and so we have to work on building up those forces, and that's through talent retention, making people want to come to Springfield and want to live here.
You said you went on a ride-along. Was there anything that your mind was changed on certain topics, or you were brought to life on certain topics?
I think the thing I learned the most from the ride-along was we have a homeless problem. Like that, that's apparent. And our police spend so much of their day with those residents, and those a lot of those people, they have so many issues that are way broader than homelessness. They have addiction or these other.
They only see me.
where were we? We were talking about what did I learn? Yes. So some of these people, they had issues that were just far bigger than just homelessness. So I think that's what I saw is, how can we help these people address the root problem? Because our police force is spending so much time dealing with those people. If it's mental illness they're struggling with, how can we get them mental illness help? Or if they have addiction, how can we get them addiction help instead of just sending our police, because they are hallucinating for the third time that week. So getting to the root of the problem, I think, was something that I realized, like, okay, a lot of these people are homeless because of bigger issues, so we need to address those.
Yeah, that was the second issue I was going to address, was homelessness, and I think you covered it pretty well there. Is there any topics that you think are either under talked about or just completely ignored that need to be talked about within Springfield?
I know this is like my baby that I really get, but talent retention, it's something that we have to think about. We have to make Springfield a place that people want to live and that people are proud of. I think, the thing right now, we have this kind of us versus them mentality in Springfield, and I don't like that. I want us to be able to work together. We all bring something so cool to the table. So neat, so unique, and we all have these different skill sets. And, sitting in a city council meeting, to me, it's such a cool thing because you have people who are experts in trash and experts in sewers and experts in development and all these different public safety experts. And it's like, what a cool vibe that we're all, in this room together working for the greater good of Springfield. But we have to all be pushing towards the same thing. Like, our end goal is to make Springfield better. We have to realize we're not enemies. We're all in this together, and we have to figure out a way to work together to get things done. So you talked about homelessness. That is a Goliath-sized issue. That's such a big issue. And one person can't figure that out. But what can figure that out is multiple groups coming to the table and talking about these things and pouring efforts and resources into the things that are working. So I think those are we've got to bring people to the table. We've got to talk to these people and work as a community instead of just isolated silos. Like, that's not the way that I like to do that. I'm a team person, and we have Springfield. That's our team, and we've got to work together to get some of this stuff done.
Awesome. Well, it seems you're very passionate about a lot of things.
That's why I'm doing it. It's not for the pay. I can tell you that. It's because I care, and I just, I feel like I have some skills that can help make a difference, and I hope to use those. And the thing is, it's like, city council or not, I'm still going to find a way to serve Springfield. So, if you care, you care. You've got to figure out your way to serve and plug in.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you.